if you're lifting weights and your chest, right, your weight on when you're lifting weights is especially when you're doing chest day, is the weakest out of your legs. Your legs are probably the strongest, right? Or you like to do shoulders more, or your biceps, or whatever it is, right? Physically, right? That is a weakness, and that is what you kind of train on, right? If you know that you're not that great at writing, guess what? Let's attack that weakness. If it is getting an app, reading a book, looking at ways to improve your writing, right? You got to go and do that, improve those weaknesses, right? Um, if it's um, if it's reading, right? If you find yourself where you want to get a little bit more education, let's pick up these books, right? These books that are gonna, expand our mind, our ideas, in the specific subjects that we're interested in, right? Because again, it's about you being interested in these specific subjects that you want to be better at. So again, right, when we're kind of attacking these weaknesses, we gotta identify the weaknesses, but then we gotta go head on, right? We gotta go ahead and improve on these weaknesses, right? And then it's not, and the biggest thing for you is not so much the results, right? The results are gonna come, right? The results are gonna come based off the work that you're putting out. If you, but again, right, you gotta be self analyzing and let yourself know, like, did I actually attack these weaknesses, and put in the work, right? So when I try to say that is that if we're looking for progress tomorrow, right, it's not going to happen, right? Everything takes its time, right? It takes the discipline, it takes the mental fortitude, the routine to get after it. But at the end of the day, you're attacking these weaknesses, right, that you have, right? If it's public speaking, right, if it's little by little, kind of find out whatever those weaknesses are and attack them, right? And there's many ways to attack these weaknesses, but at the end of the day, you will know, or you're satisfied when you look yourself back in the mirror again and know that you did what it took to improve on those weaknesses. And if today's one of those days where there's days where I'm not feeling it. There's days where I don't get up. There's days where I don't, get after it, and then I find myself again, 5 seconds again, 5 seconds, 5 minutes. Let's reset, regroup. Right, if it's in the morning, your day's a wash. You didn't do anything. You didn't progress. But guess what? Let's attack this weakness today, since today is the day that we're living. And let's take those 5 minutes, 5 seconds, reset, regroup, and let's get it. Let's get after it. And you'll thank yourself later. So again, this is Johnny Cinco, always believing in you that you can be the best version of you.